Well, it looks like communism has finally hit the shores of South Africa, ladies and gentlemen. But before I get into that, please leave a like on this video, share it far and wide, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. All right, let's get into it.
When people zone
have our smallanyana skeletons.
Did I hear that correctly? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Newsflash. I'm your host, Joe Emilio. Thanks for tuning in. Ramaphosa signs expropriation law that allows the state to take land without paying for it.
Sons of bitches.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's officially happened. Expropriation without compensation is now law. That's what happens when the president signs something. It is now law. And for all you naysayers out there who said, no, that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. Well, it's happened. Now, I'm going to get into some of the reasons as to why Cyril has now all of a sudden pushed this through. But before I do, I want to mention something that is very important with this expropriation bill. Besides all the normal stuff like this, this is Zimbabwe 2.0, and we've seen what happens when other governments do expropriation without compensation. It leads to disaster. Besides all that, there's something very important which a lot of people are pointing out, is that the definition of property in the bill is not defined in detail. Yes, the word property isn't properly defined, which means that it could be anything that you own, your bank account, your car, your house, but it's not just limited to your land. Even the shoes that you're wearing or the clothes that are on your back can be put under this word property. And the media is trying to very quickly calm people down by saying nil compensation doesn't necessarily mean zero or some BS like that. Like, I think Martin explains it better than I do. So Martin van Staden from the Free Market Foundation tweeted this earlier. If you run a think tank, a political party, a risk adversary service, an agricultural group, or really any other kind of entity, and your lawyer tells you something like, the Expropriation Act does not provide for expropriation without compensation, it requires just and equitable compensation, which could include nil compensation, Rand 0, but is not the same as without compensation. Then you need to fire them and sue them for the return of the money you paid them for all the legal advice you got from them since you first hired them. Why? Because your lawyer thinks you're a clown and your office is a circus. Don't take that kind of disrespect. And that's the thing. A lot of media outlets are trying to tell you, no. 0 Rand is an amount. It's an amount, but it's not nil. It's just 0 Rand. But 0 means nothing. So you can't say, well, your value is 0 Rand because 0 Rand means nothing. It is nil. But somehow these lawyers are trying to play linguistic circus and explain all this away and make it sound like it's a good thing. And this is a huge problem because there's a lot of investors in South Africa. And when you take away property rights like this, when you take away value of property rights, then a lot of businesses don't feel secure and will leave the country. As Callie Crail said, Expropriation Act, investors will unfortunately not want to invest in a country where property rights are undermined. It is tragic that the country has a president and an ANC that seemingly call the shots alone in the GNU and do not care if they single-handedly cause serious harm to the country's economy. And let's not forget those that own houses, right? I mean, this meme, I think, sums it up. I mean, it's more about farms, but I think it goes across the board for any property that you own. Have a look at this. Farmers in South Africa owe banks an estimated 280 billion Rand. Farmers, they want to take the land I purchased. Banks, yes, but you'll settle your loans with us first, right? Right? And I mean that when it comes to owning your car, when it comes to owning your house, land, if the banks think that people are still going to pay for their stuff even though someone else has taken it, no. And again, the value is depreciating every day. But I'm sure a lot of you already know this. You know the risks of expropriation without compensation. And here's the thing. I've mentioned this in videos before. What is our biggest opposition party going to do about it? Now, I know the term opposition I'm using very loosely here because the DA used to be the big opposition party, and now they're part of the GNU. And now the fat lady has come to sing. because the DA can no longer just watch things go down. They let the Bella bill go through, they let NHI go through, now EWC has gone through. And I know there's a lot of people that say, yeah, but all these bills and laws were already put through before the DA was part of the GNU, and that's all good and well, and now they have limited power, blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine, but the damage is done. And what I mean by that is the ANC has done a great job of making the DA look weak. A lot of the DA supporters are not happy about this. They're probably going to jump ship, which is exactly what the ANC wants. Personally, I think the ANC is trying to weaken the DA and its support even more, and it's working. As much as I can see it happening, I can see what's being played here. It is working. I have no faith in the DA anymore. And I've been saying this for a very long time. I think a lot of people have been saying this for a very long time, that the DA doesn't have any spine. Luckily, there are some DA ministers that have put their foot down and seem to have a bit of a spine, one of which is Dean McPherson. Here's what he had to say. As the Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure, there will be no expropriation of private property without compensation on my watch. The guarantee of property rights under Section 25 of the Constitution is not up for debate and is non-negotiable. And then the ANC told the DA that Dean McPherson needs to resign because he was going against the law or whatever. And then this is what Dean had to say. No leader or no member of any political party will tell me when or how I should resign. So that's a nice little back and forth between two political parties, which is good to see. But unfortunately, it seems like Dean has more balls than John Steenhuisen. All John Steenhuisen has done is just go and make a few videos and do a bit of a speech, but nothing with teeth, nothing exciting, nothing that really does any pushback. And of course, when the expropriation bill was signed, the DA said that they're going to take legal action. Boring! So I thought the GNU was Government of National Unity. That's the key word, unity, meaning every single party in that group are supposed to work together, approve things together, all that stuff. But all it has been is a government of national separation. The DA, much like Martin van Staden and I predicted, are being eaten alive, and in the worst way possible. Their voter base is dwindling, whether they want to see it or not. I tried to see if there was any progress with the DA and them filing paperwork or going to the con court and trying to get the case heard or whatever, or any results of that. And I couldn't find anything, just the announcement that the DA are going into a legal battle. And the DA isn't the only ones that are going to court over this. I mean, every single NPO you can think of that is liberty thinking and free market thinking will go to court over this. We're talking about AfriForum, Solidarity, Sakeliga, Free Market Foundation, Free SA, and perhaps countless others. The government is really going to have a very difficult time pushing this through, and I really do think that this was all a political ploy. I mean, yes, I think the ANC does want expropriation without compensation, but I think this was a timed kill, so to speak. Because all they've managed to do in the past few months is make the DA look very weak, and a lot of supporters have jumped ship. So right now, it is paramount for the DA to win this case. And I hope there isn't a repeat of the Bella Bill, because what happened during the Bella Bill, and I did do a video on this, what happened during the Bella Bill is they got Solidarity to win the fight in court through a settlement agreement, and then the DA just took the credit for it. Something I would expect the ANC to do. But, ladies and gentlemen, expropriation is now law in South Africa, and while we haven't heard of any land seizures just yet, we'll see in the months to come what really happens. Hopefully, good will prevail, and the good citizens and the good NPOs of this country will win this fight and get our property rights back. But let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section below. Are you jumping ship as well? Are you mad at the DA? Are you leaving South Africa? Are you staying? Let me know in the comment section below, ladies and gentlemen. While you're there, leave a like on this video, share it far and wide, and subscribe to the channel. I've got more content coming your way. With all that being said, thanks for watching. Your Newsflash is in.
What the hell? What do you mean? What do you mean? Hold on. They've even confirmed it! No! If you knew the pain and suffering that I've gone over the years and the amount of cards that I've picked up, and you're telling me this whole time you're not allowed to put a 2+ on a 2. How dare you only... Why are you only bringing this up now? I thought that was the rules. The amount of times that I've sat there, had all of my friends laughing at me. The amount of games that I've lost. Uno, you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm sorry. Be honest, guys. Please tell me that I'm not the only one who's just finding out about this now. Because that's not fair. I play that game with my heart and soul. Don't get me wrong. When everyone else picks up and I'm the one who puts the two down, I've been feeling some sexy kind of way like, ha, pick up. But you see, when it's me, and it usually is me that picks, how dare, I'm so angry. Guys, please tell me I'm not the only one who's just found out about this absolute travesty.